Good morning, 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 lovely people. It's me, Charles Fasters from Ground Level Coaching, and I'm back for another simple Monday morning reflections. All right, hasn't it been a recent time? Look, we just got announced the new lockdown restriction rules on people, and then we've got the new presidency with Biden in American president. It's so much uncertain times at the moment, but that doesn't stop us from improving ourselves in terms of the way we think and in terms of the things that we do for ourselves. We can always have control over that. There's a lot of things we can't control over, but those things we can control. And that's why really I'm doing these simple Monday morning reflections. So when you wake up in the morning, hopefully you can get some food for thought, some bread for your head, get some discussion, inner dialogue going on that will benefit you, and not just turn on the TV and find out that Biden won the election, or how many deaths from coronavirus and what more restrictions are going to be on the people. All these things are all well and good, but we also need to take care, that self-care, and take care of ourselves. So today I want to talk about challenges and the benefits of setting yourself challenges and living a life where you're embracing challenges into your life. A good friend of mine, his name's OJ. He was talking about challenges, and he was saying about how uh, the differences, how much a difference it is compared to now and it was before. Because when we were younger, we used to challenge each other to do silly challenges, like who could eat the most gross food, or who could drink down the most alcohol in one go, or I'll dare you to go in those woods at night. And all these challenges were all well and good, but they weren't really beneficial to us in any way whatsoever. But you can see now, as we're getting older, we can all see the benefits. We're seeing the benefits of having a more of a healthily holistic life approach. And you see now we're actually challenging ourselves willingly. We no longer need to be asked from a friend to challenge us. We're embracing challenges, and all the challenges that you're seeing now, diets, exercise, and all these type of challenges, they're all orientated around having a better health and a well-being, and that includes your mind, your body, and the life energy, or your soul, your spirit, however you want to call it, refer it to. But all the challenges that we're embracing now are all about maintaining this healthy lifestyle, and looking after our well-being. And this is fantastic to see. It's actually amazing to see. But the sad thing, though, and I must say sad thing, is that, the government and all the people in power, they don't seem to be supporting this. Because while we're here, they're setting an example for our children, because we want our children to learn and to grow and do better. It's like the government are still interested in maintaining relations and of these old industries and their views, which they never really had the people's health at heart, in the heart of their interests. For example, they're busy supporting the sugar industry, or the fast food industry, or the alcohol industry. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we're in a time now where it's cheaper to buy a fizzy drink than it is to buy a bottle of water. It's madness. Refined sugars, they're in absolutely all the foods that you buy out there. It's more expensive to eat pure and raw and naturally than it is to eat processed foods and foods out of packages. You even see it in schools now. I see after school time, you see all the children, they're all queuing up outside KFC and Chicken Cottage because they can get a burger and some chips and a drink for £2.50. But what they're not telling you is what they're also getting, this abundance of oil with it as well. It's madness. It's absolutely crazy. But you can see that we can no longer leave it up to the government to create this shift. We have to create this shift of having a well-being, improving our well-being. We can't leave it to the government to do it. Because I remember when we were growing up, we had all spots on our face and we was wondering why our skin wasn't so great. And people used to say, oh, it's puberty, don't worry. It wasn't just puberty. It was the fact that we were eating abundance of crap foods, oils and sugars and all that rubbish. We wasn't doing anything, sleeping in all day. And you can get away with that when you're a kid. But as you get older and our age, if you continue living that lifestyle, you're asking for an early grave. And you see a lot of people, elderly people walking around, they're walking diabetes, or they're walking a health hazard. And they're not being able to live life to the fullest, to the joy and joyfully the way they could if they readdress certain things and take a serious approach to their health and their well-being. And this is why I want to bring back to the theme of challenges, setting yourself challenges. Why do I say that? It's because the nature of a challenge means progress. Whenever you challenge yourself, that means you're putting yourself in a situation where you're doing something that you wouldn't normally do. And because you wouldn't normally do it, you're progressing. You're progressing in some element of your life. And what sustains us and what makes life worth living is progress. So it doesn't matter whether you actually obtain that challenge or whether you succeed in the challenge. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're doing it because it's a form of progress. And it doesn't matter how long your challenge is, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, a month, a year. That doesn't matter. Or whether even if you think it's going to be an easy challenge or a hard challenge, it doesn't matter. As long as you're challenging yourself, you're growing, you're learning, you're embracing in something that you normally wouldn't do. That's where the progress comes from and the growth. They always say, what's most important is the journey, not the destination, and the challenge is the journey. The successful achievement of it is the destination, but the journey is way more important. It's the journey where you get the growth and the learning about yourself, and you get the feeling of being alive. Because if you're not progressing in some form of some way, you're actually slipping and you're dying. You're slowly dying, and then you're not going to find out. You're not going to feel life is worth living if you don't feel that you're progressing to somewhere or you're moving up in some certain way. And setting yourself challenges is a great way to progress. And as long as a challenge is something that is beneficial to you, something that adds to your life and doesn't take away from your life. There's people, I know people, they make all sorts of excuses about challenges. They whether it's a diet or it doesn't matter, a fitness challenge or, a mind challenge, it doesn't matter. You get a lot of people out there and they say things like, it's not that important to me, or I haven't got the time, or I could do it if I really wanted to do it, but I don't really need to do it. And for me, these are all excuses. Now, I'm not saying you have to do a challenge. You don't have to. You do what you choose to do, but don't mistake that and think that whatever you're doing is the best way of living. Because there's always a better way of pushing yourself, extending yourself. There's always a better way of showing yourself that you're more than what you're seeing. Because when you challenge yourself, you're showing yourself that there's more to you than there. And when you succeed in a challenge, it asks the question, what else can I do? What else am I capable of doing? And that's the beautiful thing about a challenge. And then there's people out there, you hear someone who's setting themselves on a food challenge or a diet or a juice diet or something like that. And then other people say to him, "Oh, you're silly. Everything's in moderation." That doesn't make sense. With all due respect, this everything in moderation thing is nonsense. Because if you're saying everything in moderation, then that should also apply to everything in life in moderation. But it doesn't. Who wants sickness in moderation? Who wants illness in moderation? Who wants diabetes in moderation or high blood pressure in moderation? You don't want those things. So you're just using this everything in moderation to suit you. And like I said, no one's forcing you to do a challenge, but don't mistake that. Mistake not doing it, or mistake the things that you're saying, the excuses that you're using has a better approach. They're not better approaches. A fine approach is to set yourself a challenge, expand yourself, expand your capabilities, see where you can go, and don't get fixated. Don't get fixated on completing a challenge successfully. Get fixated on what you learn from it, how you grow from it, what you learn about yourself. Guys, there's people out there setting all types of challenges out there right now, and they're living into their full potential and they're feeling alive. My friend Marvin, Marvelous I call him, he just done the Superman Fast Challenge, which was a 13-day challenge. And if you hear his testimonial of it, he's absolutely on fire. And and the results speak for themselves. And then my wife, Rebecca, and my sister Francesca, and a group of their friends, they're doing the 2,000 burpee challenge a month. Guys, and also the plank challenge. There's people out there challenging themselves to go to Mount Everest, to do Snowdon. There's all different types of challenges, mental challenges, health challenges, and it's absolutely amazing, guys. I love challenges. They help me to be more than I can be. In fact, Marvin, I might even be giving you a shout with regards to the Superman challenge. Guys, it's so important. Get yourself into some form of challenge. Make you feel alive, It makes you feel that you're doing something different. expanding your capabilities, reaching for the stars, as I always tell them, you know. And the beautiful thing about challenge, like I said, is don't get fixated on completing it successfully. Get fixated on what you learn and the things that you embrace from it, the things that it gives you, how you learn about yourself on these challenges. Because let me tell you something about a challenge, guys. Um, the whole idea for me personally about this whole of growing and expanding on the type of person that you are is when you do something like when you live that life of progression and that this stepping up, being more than you can be, then you feel like that you feel like life is worth living. Life is worthwhile for you. You don't feel like you're just struggling and mulling through the day. You're actually getting something from it day by day, and day by day you're expanding yourself, you're growing, you're being more than you can be. And one for me, like I said, what great way to do that is to embrace new challenges. Doesn't matter what type. Just take a challenge, a day challenge, a week challenge, a health challenge, a mindset challenge. There's things like that. A physical challenge. Just challenge yourself and don't get fixated on completing it successfully. Get fixated on what you learn about yourself, how you grow, how you develop as a person. Because the reality of it, guys, is that challenges give you freedom. They give you the ultimate freedom. Like, people think that, if someone's doing a diet challenge or a health challenge, that they're missing out, or you're missing out on foods, or you're missing out on relaxation. You're not missing out, guys. You're giving yourself, you're regaining back that freedom to do it if you choose to do it. Freedom. Because the reality is, the only reason why we don't challenge ourselves is because of fear, doubt, or apprehension. We're afraid of something, that we don't challenge ourselves. We're apprehensive of what might happen or what might occur, or we doubt we can even do it ourselves. But when you embrace yourself in challenge, you kill fear already, because the way to kill fear is to do the thing. So you started it, so you're killing the fear. The apprehension part, you're killing that, because apprehension puts you in limbo. You're not sure, what should I, shouldn't I, should I? But you've started it. You forget about completing it. You started it. So you killed the apprehension. And then the third thing of doubting whether I can or can't do it. We always remember it's about the journey and not the destination. So there's no need to doubt yourself. You're doing it. What you're doing it now is showing that you can do it. The end is yet to come, but you're showing that you're doing it. So guys, I'm encouraging you all, go out there, go find yourself a new challenge to embark on. Go and find yourself something to do, a health challenge, a mindset challenge, a physical challenge. Go and get yourself a challenge. Tell your friends about this challenge that you want to do. Try and let them hold you accountable, that this is something that you're going to grow for. Guys, enjoy the beginning, the build up of this challenge. Enjoy the journey of this challenge. Enjoy every part of you doing the challenge. And if or when you reach the end of the challenge, celebrate. And if you don't reach the end of the challenge, celebrate anyway, because at the end of every challenge, there's a growth there and a learning for you. Okay, so guys, have a fantastic day out there. It's me, Charles Francis, from Ground Level Coaching, trying to insert some good knowledge and some good debate into your heads today. Okay, have a fantastic day. Life is amazing. Life is absolutely amazing, regardless to all these politics and everything that's going on out there and this lockdown. Life is amazing, and you guys are amazing, and we're all going to make this world amazing by showing up every day and being the best that we can be and living with passion. Awesome, out. Have a fantastic day. Peace.